Joining us now to try to sort all this out, he is third in leadership in the House of Delegates in Virginia, Delegate Tim Hugo. He's a Republican, obviously, if he's in leadership, and he's from the Prince William area. Delegate Hugo, great to have you with us, sir.
Oh, thank you for having me on this morning. I really appreciate it.
Okay, now we had all of the, well, I wouldn't say all, we had a number of state senators on today. They said their meeting went on for 6 hours, and they debated everything Dick Sazow said except mad cow disease. And we all know what happened there. So what about the House? Give us a little insight into some of the intrigue that may have gone on there on Thursday.
Well, we had a healthy discussion. I think we finished up about 6:30 last night, so we had a good, thorough debate. One of the things that, John, you were talking about the differences, one of the things that we wanted to do is, literally talk about the Medicaid Obamacare expansion. As you said, the Senate, they put it in their bill, and what people were saying is, though, the Republican leadership, me, the Speaker, Kirk Cox, Jackson Miller, we were going to be blocking even allowing our members to vote on that. And that, there was 20 or so Republicans that were going to vote, oh, yeah, let's have Medicaid expansion. So what we decided, said, well, you know what, we're not going to say we're blocking the vote. We're going to have a thorough debate. We're going to put it on the floor and let our members vote. And when we put it on the floor yesterday, the Obamacare Medicaid expansion vote, we put it in ourselves. The Democrats didn't even want to put it in. And we got 67 members to vote no. They don't want to expand government. They don't want Obamacare expansion. And I think it fortifies us going forward. We said, look, there's a lot of things we can agree on. We can agree on we need money for education, keep money in there to keep down tuition, bring in more in-state students. But from the House position, we are definitely opposed to expanding Medicaid, expanding Obamacare.
Look, I think that's obvious. When you're able, anybody that follows this stuff, Delegate Hugo really knows, and I know you're third in leadership in the House. The House is like a mob. And so to get 99% basically of your caucus members to follow suit on anything is like herding cats. And so everybody kind of doubted this would happen. We had heard the same thing that, the Democrats were saying, oh, there's like 7 or 8 that are like it's a done deal. Then there's another 5 or 6 that are chomping at the bit, and they'd vote for it, given the opportunity. And, hey, that just didn't happen.
Well, you know what? Our guys were pumped up. We have 67 Republicans. 66 Republicans voted for saying no to Obamacare expansion. 1 Democrat voted with us, no on Obamacare expansion. I tell you, you're asking inside. We got everybody pumped up. We said it's going to be a big day. So we meet beforehand and go through all the bills. We had the Rocky music on, the music from Top Gun, and then we closed it out with a speech from Braveheart. We had it on there to get everybody pumped up, and I think it worked. Our guys stuck together. Unity was the word of the day yesterday, and I think it's not just unity for unity's sake, or not unity for sticking together as Republicans. I think it's unity because we figured out it's the right thing to do. Here's our problem, John. I think Virginia's problem. If we expand Obamacare now, they say, oh, we'll pay for it. It's fully paid for. But only for a couple years. And then Virginia starts to have to pick up $200 to $300 million more in recurring obligations. So what do? Cut spending, in education, or raise taxes. That's what the Democrats are trying to force us into. And we've just said, whoa, take our time. I think Obamacare, rats flee from a sinking ship. We've got our friends, Democratic friends, saying, we want you to get on the sinking ship that is Obamacare. We're just saying, no, not right now. We're going to take our time, my friends. Probably not the right way to go.
Now, you got to admit, Delegate Hugo, that there's a lot of people. I'm not one of them, all right? So I'm not in this category at all. But there's a lot of people that have been disappointed by Republicans over and over again on the national scene. And so they're thinking, well, this is just another, jumping up and down. But at the end of the day, McAuliffe's going to get on TV. He's going to start twisting arms, and they don't really stand for anything anyway. And so they're going to cave, and that's going to be that. I don't get a sense of that in this House.
Well, you know what, and that's why we, from the leadership point of view, we want to see where everybody really was yesterday. And when you get 66 out of 67 Republicans sticking tight, and you talk about, there was an article in the Richmond Times-Dispatch that the governor was bringing people in to talk about the Medicaid vote and also talking about bills that were important to their districts. And there was probably about a half dozen guys that said that happened. Even in the spite of that, our members said, no, it's not the right thing to do for Virginia. I was proud of them. Like I said, it was unity, but not just for unity's sake. It was unity for the Commonwealth. I'm real happy about that.
I think it is. And look, there's also a difference between political pressuring and political threatening. And although no one thinks it's comfortable when the governor says, hey, I'm going to you've got this particular bill that's important to your district, I'm going to pocket veto it, or I'm going to veto it if you don't come along with me. I mean, I don't take that view because I've been covering this stuff for so long. I mean, that's part of what happens. And so, see, I take the opposite view, which is you got to rather than whine about that, you got to be willing to stand up to that, right?
Well, and that's what you saw yesterday. Every one of these guys had their Braveheart moment, even the ones that there was a suggestion that there might be a problem with the projects back in their district said, no, we don't care. It's not the right thing to do. Here's our problem. If you look at Medicaid, it is an exploding part of our government. It is eating us alive. It keeps expanding. It's doubled in the last few years. It's non-sustainable. And here's what's saying. It's non-sustainable as it is. And right now, without reforms, and we're talking about, let's look at the reforms first. Without reforms, we're compounding the problem. And that's all we're saying. Take a breath. What's the old wood carpenter saying? Measure twice, cut once.
Now, what happens? What happens now? I mean, you're going to have the conferees, but I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, if I'm a conferee, first of all, that's such a fancy name, isn't it? I'm a budget conferee. I put that on your portfolio there. You're a budget conferee. You're part of the conferees. You're a confereesy. So as a conferee, I mean, how could you, like, what would the first meeting be? Like, well, let's see. We got this one budget over here. They want to expand Medicaid, and that's $2.1 billion. We got this other budget here, and they don't. I mean, what would the opening meeting be?
Well, I think, John, what they'll do is we're going to go through, and a lot of stuff we'll figure out. A lot of the issues we'll figure out. I mean, they'll, like you said, they'll split the difference. I mean, we put more money in for higher ed, money in for K through 12. We put money in for more in-state slots for Virginia students than the Senate didn't. Those are things we can figure out. I think what you're going to see, and what it's going to come down to, is how hard the Senate Democrats and the conferees from the Senate insist on they want to expand Obamacare in Virginia. What we've said is, look, we're not going to do that. You know, we're supposed to get out in the next 2 weeks. I mean, that's supposed to be it. We're supposed to have the budget done. But in the past, you know, the Senate has held us up, and, you know, we've been here till March, April, May, you know, even June. And the thing people have to decide, hey, if you want to hold up over the expansion of Obamacare, then you're holding up the schools, money for schools, the money for the colleges, police, sheriffs, roads. Last time we had a kind of a threatened budget shutdown, they started slowing down road projects. So I hope people will figure out in the end, let's reform Medicaid first before it eats us alive, go through and agree on things we agree on, which is probably most of it, and then we can come back and debate this later.
Okay, but what if Terry McAuliffe says, go ahead, Tim Hugo, go ahead, Kirk Cox, go ahead, make my day. Go ahead. And says, I'm not going to, because remember, on the campaign trail, he said, I'm not going to sign anything without Medicaid expansion. Don't even send it to me. What if he does that based on what happened in Washington time and time and again under the same scenario? At the end of the day, when the government got shut down, Republicans gave in. So if I'm McAuliffe, I'm saying, look, if you're a student of history, history is going to repeat itself and I'm going to win. What would your response be to that?
Well, I don't think hopefully the governor won't put in danger schools, roads, higher ed over Medicaid, Obamacare expansion. Obamacare is a sinking ship. I think as the weeks go on, you see it again. I mean, we just saw this morning in the paper they're talking about more cuts to the hospitals, more cuts to the doctors. This thing is a mess. It is a mess. It's not just the rollout. It's not just the website. The whole concept is a mess. The American people and Virginians are seeing it. I'm hopeful that the governor will say, hey, I don't want to tie myself to that sinking ship. But if he doesn't, look, we're prepared to stay here and say, no, because we're not going to give in, and that's just the way it is. We will have the, I guess, John, we'll have the seersucker suit caucus. We'll all get our seersucker suits because it's hot in Richmond in July.
You're going to have the seersucker suit conference. I like that. I put that seersucker suit conference because, yes, it does get hot. It's, hopefully you'll have air conditioning in there. But, this is going to be interesting. And I think it's going to be a national story because someone has to blink. And there's all sorts of intriguing national type of issues that are going with it. Obviously, the presidential race and Terry McAuliffe is friends with Hillary Clinton and all that stuff is going to play into it. So it's going to take a front and center. And I don't have any idea. I don't have any doubt in my mind that we haven't even seen a glimpse of Terry McAuliffe going offense on this particular issue.
Well, I hope they don't bring the kind of the Washington-style politics to Richmond, but we'll find out. And it's look, the good thing for us. I hear you said I'm from Fairfax, Prince William. I hear you're coming to Northern Virginia. So we'll have the force, and the force will help us strike back at the Empire.
Oh, yes, you'll have me there. Starting in 2 weeks, I'll be there on Tuesday, actually. On March 4th, we'll be in Washington, D.C., and Northern Virginia and Southern Maryland on AM 900 WILC News Talk Radio. And, hey, thanks for that great segue to my promo, Tim.
I'm gonna have it preset on my car radio. We're looking for you coming up there, my friend. Help us spread the good news.
All right, I appreciate it. We are out of time today. We want to thank Delegate Tim Hugo from Northern Virginia. He's third in leadership in the House. Sir, it's always an honor to have you on, sir. Thank you.
Good talking to you. Thanks. Bye-bye.